What's going on, everybody? Welcome to yet another amazing episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I, of course, am your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. That, of course, is my ever so silent sidekick, the Alexis Arguello puppet. We are back with another banger of an episode. I'm a little biased. Personally, I think they're all bangers. You can go check the playlist, the past episodes, and you tell me. But literally, there is something there for everybody. And you all know what we do here. The most amazing and real boxing conversations anywhere on planet Earth with legends, luminaries, world champions, and fighters on the come up. All coming here to chop it up with yours truly, your boy Reckless Rex. Today, we got another great episode, another great young fighter. It's what we do here on Off the Couch Boxing. You know it. I know it. The world is slowly starting to know it as we continue to grow in popularity. I thank the viewers. I thank the subscribers. I thank the guests, most importantly, checking the analytics, throwing up shorts, throwing up reels. We're gaining exposure. We're gaining traction. It's all good. My boxing brethren, thank you to you guys. So before my guest gets in here, and I'm excited to have him, and he's here now, so I'll just shut up and get right into it. Just shut up, Rex. Let your guest in, and let's chop it up with him. Okay. Will do. Jonathan, what's up, man?
How you doing, man?
I'm glad to have you on here, man. I'm glad we got a chance to do this, man. Yeah. What are you doing, man? Outside the gym?
Yeah, I literally just got done.
Nice. Yeah. Look at that. Fresh off of a workout right there, man. That's the way to do an interview right there, man. I almost feel bad making you walk right out of the gym and do an interview, but
Nah, you're good, man.
But I appreciate it, though, man. And listen, usually when I start these things, I usually like to kind of go back to the beginning, man. When did the boxing journey start for you, man? How early did you get a pair of gloves on?
I was 12 years old. Like my first time wearing a pair of, well, not my first time wearing a pair of boxing gloves,
Yeah.
but the first time in the gym.
Okay.
Was at 12 years old.
Okay. And so right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, right now you are 26 years old, correct?
Yeah.
And so where do you feel like right now you are in terms of your prime? You feel like you're not in it yet? You're in the midst of it?
I feel like I'm just starting to like creep up on my prime right now. Like, the best is still yet to come. Like I feel like I'm just hitting like that peak of, all right, I'm going in my prime. Like I'm just right there.
Yeah. And when you got started in the sport, were you watching a lot of boxing on TV? And were there guys that you were looking up to?
To be honest with you, I started boxing just as a way to get my anger out because I was dealing with a lot of things, outside of boxing. Like prior to the boxing, like I was in New York. I was homeless at one point in homeless shelters. Then I came to Pennsylvania. And then in Pennsylvania, my biological dad, he was an alcoholic. So I used to get beat up by him and stuff like that. But he used to get drunk. And then my stepmom at the time, she introduced me to my coach, India, who's my dad right now. He adopted me at 12 years old.
Wow, what a great story.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it all started as a boxer trainer, and then it developed to a father and son, and then officially a father and son. After he adopted me, but yeah, I'd say 12, and not only because I wanted to box, it was just to get anger out. And then look at now, I never in a million years would think I'm where I'm at.
Wow, that's some story, man. That's got the makings of a movie, man. I mean, come on, at least a book. But look, I think a movie. And so, if there's a Jonathan Rodriguez movie, who plays you? I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can capture this moment in the film because I don't know if there's anybody worthy of playing me. But I mean, I don't even know if this moment is captured in the movie. But I think it should be.
Yeah, listen, I made an edit before. Like this was a couple weeks ago. I made a edit of a movie poster.
Yeah.
Of me in the ring, like a movie, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like I started to picture it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it has that. Especially when you talk about the backstory, man. Now, talk to me a little bit about like and of course, certainly elaborate on like only what you're comfortable divulging. But talk to me a little bit about the journey from being homeless. That's real, man.
It was tough because honestly, like not like nobody ever thinks about being homeless or whatnot, but
Right.
being in that position, it's like you start to value and like you start to value any little thing like you get, like no matter what it is, it could be the smallest things, and it's like you cherish those little things because at one point I had none of that. I didn't even have a roof over my head, so it's like any small thing, like any blessings I get or whatever, it's like it means so much to me. Even
You
like
appreciate them.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just makes you look at things a little different.
And so you were homeless in New York,
Yeah,
in the city of New York.
yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, because I'm in upstate New York, which oftentimes people don't even count as New York because when I tell them I'm from New York, they instantly want to know what borough, and they don't
Yeah.
seem to understand that there is a whole other part of the state other than New
Uh-huh.
York City.
Yeah, no, I was in Brooklyn, but
Okay,
yeah, I see what you're saying. Like when they talk about Syracuse, they don't
that's
count
where I'm
that.
near. That's where
Oh
I'm near.
yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I'm
fought
near.
over there a few times. I was an amateur
Oh yeah, whereabouts?
at the New York State Fair.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And so how do you make the transition from going from New York and end up in Pennsylvania?
Cause when I was in New York, I was living with my mom, and like I didn't know my dad at the time or anything. But she introduced me to him, and he's the one that lived in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So it got to a point where like she just couldn't take it and gave us to him, and then she went back to Puerto Rico. So that's just how I went from New York to Pennsylvania.
Okay. Okay. And so are there guys currently in the sport right now that you enjoy watching or studying?
Oh, absolutely. There's old fighters like there's old fighters like Wilfredo Gomez. That's my main one. There's um Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
A friend
I
of
like that
mine.
you're an old soul. I like that you're an old soul going to those old school guys.
Yeah, Ricardo Lopez is another one I like to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Uh, Honestly, I like to watch more older fighters than I do now. But those my top two older fighters. Newer fighters, I would say in a way. Uh, gotta throw in Danny Garcia, Boot Tennis,
Yeah.
and just those just a few of my top fighters right now.
Now, at age 26, man, you're a young fighter. Thankfully, what a lot of fighters have come on here and called the Mayweather effect seems to be kind of going away now, where guys aren't so panic stricken, if they have a loss on their record. It used to kind of be, I think people looked at Mayweather and thought, damn, I can't be great unless I got my O still. You
Right.
got a few losses on your record. How did you deal with that as a young fighter?
Me being a young fighter, like I'm competitive, so like of course I broke down a little bit. Like I'm gonna just be honest. I cried a little bit because, like I said, I'm competitive.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, you learn more from your losses than you do from your wins.
yeah,
You lost for a reason. You know what you did wrong to lose. So then you could go back and you could fix whatever you did wrong. And then you win. You just won. You're not even paying attention about what you did wrong.
right.
You know what I
Good
mean?
point.
So
Yeah.
it's a blessing in disguise, I could say. Being able to lose and bounce back the way I bounced back. It's a learning curve. So
Yeah, it is. And so you have 18 wins, 7 of them by way of knockout. It's hard to look at the numbers and automatically assume how you fight. For people that haven't seen what you do, how would you typify or assess your style, man? Like, what is it that you do?
I would say like I'm a boxer puncher, but I'm a fighter that could adjust to whatever is brought to me. Like um, a lot of people consider me a brawler. A lot of people consider me boxer. And then there's according to my last fight, apparently I'm a surgeon in there too, because I'm able to break people down.
Yeah,
And I could pretty much just like uh like I said, I adapt to whatever's in front of me.
What's the goal in the sport? Obviously guys get into the sport sometimes for money. Sometimes we see, I always use the same couple guys as examples. Manny Pacquiao accomplished a lot in a lot of weight classes. And then a guy
Yeah.
like Bud Crawford seems to want to focus on becoming undisputed in weight classes. What goals have you set for yourself? What would you like to accomplish and have be your legacy?
Um, as far as me, is it's not much about the money. Like of course, it would be great to get a lot of money, but
Yeah.
as far as me, it's bigger than just boxing. Honestly, I want to be that person I never had growing up, to where like I could inspire kids and talk to kids and motivate kids and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
moving because there's a bee around me, but
That's all right. That's all right. I'd be moving too.
yeah, no, because just being able to be there for the kids and have somebody they could look up to, not only look up to, but be able to talk to
Yeah.
as well. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like like I said, it's bigger. It's bigger than just me. And I've always said I'm only gonna go as far as God allows me to go. So my goal: become a world champion, two-time world champion, undisputed. Like every
Yeah.
fighter wants to be, but like I said, it's more than just boxing. As long as I'm making an impact on the youth in a good way, that's more than enough for me.
And do you feel like you have that attitude, as you say, making an impact on the youth? Is that something that maybe you feel like that's a void you're filling because maybe that was something that you wanted at
Absolutely.
certain points in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of points in my life, growing up before I met my trainer. Um, there was a lot of moments that I could actually say I wish I had somebody to talk to, somebody to lean on, somebody to ask for advice. Because as a kid growing up, I pretty much had to almost race myself in a way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so like I said, I just want to be able to give back in a way that I wasn't given growing up. So that's pretty much it. Like I'll go to schools and I'll talk to kids and stuff like that. I've done that a couple of times, and I see like the impact it did on them.
Yeah.
They see me around the street, and then they come up to me and tell me like, yeah, I remember this, that. So that's a good thing. And then seeing how different they are from that moment to now, like that's all that I really care about, just being able to make a difference. And like I said, it's more than just me. It's not even about me. It's about what I could do for somebody else.
And that's a refreshing attitude, man. To me, that's selfless, considering that everything you've been through. And I think it's good when people that do what you do. I think it was great when Tyson Fury came out. You see this big guy, larger than life, heavyweight champ, and he's talking about vulnerability and mental health issues. I think people automatically see, especially people in sports or combat sports. Oh, here's these people that are in a tough business, the hurt business. They can't be seen as vulnerable or having any kind of like emotion. I think it's good for people to see that.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, being a fighter is like you don't got to be a fighter 24/7. Like
Right.
there should be a like Floyd said, a switch click on, right? That
Right.
switch could be clicked back off right after you finish your fight, right after you finish training.
Yeah. And so right now you're fighting at bantamweight. Of course, you know your own body. Where do you feel like your ceiling is? Are you interested in exploring other weight classes?
Absolutely. So right now we're currently at 118, but we're gonna do a few more fights at 118, and then we're gonna try to see what I could do in the sense of like me dropping to 115.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I did like I've been making 118 since I was 19, because I turned pro at 19, and I've been making 118 easy, no problem. And now I have a nutritionist, which comes in handy. Like I feel like I could make it. So
Yeah.
I want to see after like 2, 3 more fights, maybe drop the 115 and see how I feel. And then if I feel good, then we'll start the process to take over 115 too.
What's been the biggest moment of your career up to this point, like if you could point at one moment thus far and say, here's one where I was, really proud, really ecstatic. Here's the moment. Obviously, you had a big win against, I'll probably say his name wrong, Khalid Yafai. I probably
Yeah.
said that wrong and probably
No, you
butchered
said
it.
it good. You said
Oh,
it good.
good.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that one. That's the one I was gonna talk about because Khalid Yafai, he was if I'm not mistaken, at 115, he was the longest reigning world champion,
Yeah.
and then he only had one defeat against Roman Gonzalez.
Yep.
And Roman Gonzalez took him 9 rounds to stop him. And Roman Gonzalez, remember, he was the pound for pound knockout king
Oh, yeah.
at one point, and then him doing it in 9 rounds, and then me going over there. I was a 7-1 underdog, and Khalid Yafai, he was talking a lot. I'm not gonna lie, for at
Yeah.
the weightings, saying that I never fought nobody like him. All the odds was against me and stuff like that. Mind you, I went to LA to fight under his promoter's card because he was signed to Eddie Hearn. So
Right.
I was on the B side. I was going against the promotion. I was going against a former world champion. So I had to knock him out because let's be real. Boxing, boxing, the way it's been going is it's a favoritism type of sport now.
Shady. I'll say it for you. Often shady. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah. Of course. I don't
So,
think anybody that's watching this that's a boxing fan, man, is not aware that there's a dirty, shady
right.
side of boxing. There is.
Yeah, so you gotta look at it like this: if the fight would have went the distance, they're not. I'm nobody,
Yeah.
right? I'm nobody next to Khalid Jafai, so they was gonna give him the fight. So I made it. I was training it for that training camp. Going in there saying like I'm not leaving it to the judges' hands because I'm never gonna get the upper hand on that. I'm the
Right.
underdog.
Is
So
that how you feel? Is that how you feel when your fights have gone to the cards? And you bring up a good point, and I've been super critical of it on this podcast, man. We do still see it is a black cloud over the sport. I love the sport very much. Bad judging is, no pun intended, a black eye on the sport. Do you get worried, and how do you deal with that as a young fighter when your fights go to the cards? Because obviously it can change your future in the sport, the trajectory of your career, future fights, and future financial opportunities. Have you dealt with that, and how do you deal with it? Have you had any fights where those scores are being announced and you're kind of like, oh shit, this might not go my way?
Nah, usually like when I fight, it's like I like I know.
Yeah.
Like I go in there. If it goes the distance, I have to be 100% sure. Like I'm gonna go in there, and if I gotta die in the ring, I'll die in the ring.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go over there and make it known that I won that fight, whether it's knockout, whether it's stoppage, whether it's decision. Like I'm gonna make it be known each and every time. So I've been in a decision where like I'm worried. Nah, I'd probably be lying if I told you I would. I would.
Do you like the role of underdog? You just mentioned going over, having the odds stacked against you. Do you like that role of being the underdog? Do you like people sleeping on you?
Yeah, I mean, not that I like it. Nobody ever likes it, but I don't mind it. It's something that comes with the sport. And even when I'm in the A side, I still be thinking like I like to think that I'm on the B side. I like to think that I'm an underdog because it gives me that edge to
Yeah.
push further than what I could possibly push in a fight. So it just
Well,
gives me that
you've
second.
obviously been an underdog. In real life, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
coming back from the stuff that you've come from, man. So it might be a role that just, it fits you.
absolutely. I like being the underdog, like I
Let
said.
people sleep on you, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you talked about, the Khalid fight, him talking a lot. Trash talk, a big element. We see it a lot on social
Yeah.
media. Are you a guy that, likes to engage in that? Are fights just business for you? Can people ever make it personal? Has anybody gotten under your skin?
Nah, I've had a few people that they even got close to my face talking. I just stay quiet because I'm the type of person I let my hands do the talking. They sleep on me, they're gonna have a rude awakening. Now I
Yeah.
probably just that's like the best way I could put it. I'm not a talker. I just let my hands do the talking. It's a business, but you know, I'll do my talking after.
What do you feel like in terms of like your skill set? If there's one attribute that you do in the ring, what would you point to and say, here's the thing that I feel like I do best that I'm most proud of, the facet of my game?
Uh, I probably just say picking people apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, like. But outside of that, I probably say footwork is my one of my best attributes in the ring.
Did boxing come naturally to you, like when you got into it, man? Like, because of your, your tumultuous upbringing, the time you spent on the street. I mean, I'm sure you dealt with a lot of adversity. I mean, a lot of obstacles. Do you feel like that any part of it came natural to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I used to fight a lot.
Yeah.
And my dad, my trainer, he told me he's seen it, and his fighter, at the time, he's like my brother now, Ronald Cruz. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He fought Errol Spence.
Okay. Yep.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
he said it too. He used to say like that. I remind him of him. So like I just took that, and I kept it, and then I just kept working, and then like I said, I didn't know I had it, but they knew I had it, and then look at where we're at now.
And what's the boxing scene like? Like I see you're at your gym, in your area of Pennsylvania. What's the boxing scene like? Like what kind of networking have you done there? Who have you had the chance to work with? What's the boxing scene like there?
Um, the boxing scene is pretty good, because we're in Bethlehem, but in Pennsylvania we got Boots Ennis. We go to his gym a lot to spar. We got Danny Garcia. That's like a brother to me. We go to his gym too. And even then, like it even extends outside of here. Like I had the Maloney brothers call me 2 years in a row for two training camps.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me from here to Las Vegas, and we met over there. Did a whole training camp. So but the boxing scene out here, we got great fighters. We got my brother Tony Teasley. He's undefeated, 13-0. We got my best friend Brittany Sims. She's about to fight next week for the international title. She wins that one, she goes for the undisputed title. So the boxing scene out here is crazy, and then the best thing of all, all these great fighters and stuff come from the same gym.
Yeah.
No
Iron
shade on,
sharpens. Yeah. Iron
yeah,
sharpens iron. You work with people that are good. It improves
absolutely.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, no shade on the other gyms. There's other great gyms around here too, but like I gotta be biased. It's my
Sure.
dad's gym, my gym,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. So, have you given a lot of thought? You might be too young in your career, but I have had guys on here who have really thought out their career and been pretty calculated. Have you thought about, and I know you haven't been doing this very long, and you've obviously got a lot of career still in front of you, but have you thought about how long you'd like to do this? Like, I know some guys say, I don't want to fight past a certain age, or I don't want to fight more than a certain amount of fights. I'm not going to still be getting punched in the face at this age
Yeah.
anymore.
Nah, I really haven't thought about that. It's like I told you, I'm only gonna go as far as God allows me to go. So if He allows me to fight till I'm 35, 36, 37, then I will do so. Because it's something I love. It's not like I'm forced to do it. It's something I
Right.
love. So I'm not gonna pull a Bernard Hopkins, but
Wait till you're
I'm
51.
yeah. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to keep fighting. It's like I said, I love it. So even when I retire from fighting, I would still love to be involved in the sport as a trainer, whatever the case might be. I might just keep on my dad's name going, with the gym, Indio's
Yeah.
boxing gym. So
Yeah. Well, you answered my next question because I was going to ask you, man, if you had thought about life after boxing and if you feel like you'll keep a foot in the sport and be involved in promoting, coaching, training yourself. So it sounds like you will keep a foot in the sport somehow.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
somehow, whether it's a mentor, trainer,
Yeah.
whatever the case might be, like I feel like I would want to keep a foot on the sport.
What's your preparation like? Are you a guy that watches a lot of, for lack of a better term, I know nobody watches tape. I don't even think things are taped anymore. That's probably it's kind of an antiquated term. But do you watch a lot of your opponents, or do you kind of leave it up to your team?
I watch them. Not I wouldn't say I watch them a lot, but I do watch them here and there. Just so like something that my team might have not seen. Like like I'll see it and then I'll bring it up to them. They're like, no, I didn't see that. And then so we pretty much just help each other. It's a like I said, it's a teamwork.
Yeah.
And what they say, teamwork made the dream work. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I want to get your opinion. Apart from your own career, man, just some topics going on in the sport right now. So we don't get to see a lot of super fights. Maybe the last one was Manny and Floyd. We are a couple weeks away from seeing Bud and Canelo, man. Just your opinion. How do you see that fight shaking out?
I like to see Bud win, but at this point, with Canelo, I'd probably just want to say money's gonna talk.
Yeah,
Because I there's been rumors where Canelo paying fighters or whatever to lose a fight, but
yeah,
I'm not 100% sold on Bud might do it because he's a fighter that likes his legacy. He wants to keep his legacy going, so I don't think
right.
he's allowed. If that's the case, but I feel like it's gonna be a good fight, But I got Bud on that one, you know.
What
But I
about a
feel like
guy like another polarizing guy in the sport, man? Jake Paul. Where do you stand on him? Do you like what he's done for the sport? Do you like his events? What do you think of him as a fighter?
him as a fighter, like every other fighter, he's has progressed. Like I can't take anything away from him. He's been putting in the work and stuff. The only thing I don't agree is the type of money he's making in fights when we've been doing it for so long and we still don't need that type of money.
Yeah,
But do I like what he's doing for the sport? Yeah, he's bringing a lot of attention to the sport, and he is like doing a lot for the fighters that he signed. So it's like he's not hurting the sport. He's in a way he is, but in a way he's helping the sport. So
yeah.
I'm for it. To be honest with you, I'm for what he's doing.
And now, how active have you been in 2025? How many fights have you had so far this year?
2025, I've only had one fight because it was my comeback fight after the fight in Japan. So we had one fight in July, I believe it was. So now we're looking to fight again in either October or November. So we're probably gonna get two fights this year, and then we're gonna pick it up again next year.
So when you say pick it up, what would you be looking for ideally in 2026? How many times, if you had your way, would you like to fight?
I I probably want to say 3 to 4 times
Yeah.
in 2026. Just so we could get back up and stay in motion.
And now we do see a lot of fighters nowadays fighting for world titles with a lot less fights under their belt. I'm 52 years old. You used to have a good amount of fights under your belt before you could challenge for a belt. Now we see guys do it with less fights. Have you discussed with your team the timeline on when you'd like to throw your hat into the ring for world titles? I mean, do you think we'll likely see you fight for some type of a title in 2026?
We just I got two titles. I got the Intercontinental and then the WBC Silver.
Okay.
And in 2024, I did fight for a world title eliminator. So
Yep.
I fell short on a world title eliminator. I fought the current world champion Antonio Vargas. I was winning the fight, but then my dad stopped it because I couldn't see from my eye.
Okay.
But listen, whenever my team, 'cause I leave it up to my team. I'm gonna be ready for it whenever they decide to do it. But it's up to my team. Whenever they want me to step up, I'm stepping up. I trust my team 100%. My manager, Dave Dubinsky, he's one of the best out there, so I trust his word 100%. My dad, to me, he's one of the best coaches out there, so I trust his word 100%. So whatever they want, that's what I'm gonna do. I just gotta stay ready.
Is it hard when you're in a fight like that? You talked about the Vargas fight. Is it hard when you get a fight like that stopped? And as a young fighter, how do you deal with that? You're in a title eliminator fight. You get caught. The fight has to be stopped. I think if any young fighters are watching this, I always like to pick young fighters' brains because maybe they're going through something like that. Maybe they will go through something like that. How did you deal with it?
Well, at the moment, I was arguing with my dad because me as a fighter, like I want to keep fighting whether I could be or not, But then a little bit later on, you really got to think like your corner has your best interest. So if they want you to see another day, they want you to fight another fight. So had he let the fight keep going and I couldn't see, the results could have been worse than what it was.
Yeah.
And it's just take it in the chin and just keep moving forward. And it's not the end of your career for taking a loss. You know, just use it as fuel. To be honest, like that's what I did. I used it as fuel, and I went right ahead to the Japan fight with um no tuna fight in between. It's yeah, like I said, just use it as fuel.
Is it
Like,
difficult? Is it difficult and overwhelming as a young fighter to go abroad and fight in another country?
absolutely,
Yeah, it's gotta
yeah,
be.
absolutely. But it's an experience. Like win or lose, those the moments that you wanna live for, you wanna fight for, because it's not every day somebody could just get up and say, yeah, my dream is to box, but I made it across the world with the one thing I always wanted to do, which was box.
Right.
It's it's a surreal moment. You just going over there, you seeing yourself in a whole side of the world, in magazines, on TV, and then even people you never thought would you would ever talk to, asking you for pictures, autographs, and stuff. It's a surreal moment. I like I said, I cherish those moments, and I'm looking forward to do it again whenever the opportunity shows up.
Now, when you get a late start in the sport like you did, there's really two schools of thought here. Obviously, guys get into the sport really young. It could be an
Yeah,
advantage. But then they get to be like, 25, 30 years old, and they've got a lot of mileage on them. We see a guy like Canelo, 34 years old, but he's got almost 70 damn fights. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Do you feel like getting in, you not having a lot of mileage on you, do you feel like getting in early is better, or getting a late start and catching up is better?
Um, I feel like, to be honest, like the time you start, I don't think it has anything to do with the mileage wise. It's just how you manage it outside of the ring.
Right.
Like, cause you could be boxing for since you was 5, and then you're not fighting 24/7. You're not fighting 24 hours in a day.
Right.
So it all has to do with what you do in between the times you're not training, in between the times you're not fighting. It's like I said, it's all about how you take care of your body, how you take care of yourself outside the ring.
Now you seem like such a seasoned young man. Probably a lot of that has to do like with everything that you've been through, man. In your years of boxing, man, like what are the one or two most important lessons or things that you think you've learned from the sport?
The main one I just talked about, whatever you do outside the ring is gonna show up in the ring.
Yeah.
And then, the main other one is, I don't know everything. So I'm not just, because I'm who I am in the sport, I'm not just gonna say I know it all. I'm not gonna down nobody, younger, older, somebody that never boxed. I'm not gonna down whatever they say. I'm gonna just take it, try it out. If it works, it works. If it don't, then it don't. Then I just switch it up. But always listen. Always be open to listen. Always be open to try new things, because you don't know it all. The day you know it all is the day you should retire.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I'm constantly reminded that I don't know it all, but I'm married though, so I'm supposed to be reminded that I don't know everything. So I have a wife to remind me of that all the time. So I mean, so a boxing nickname. I couldn't find one. Does Jonathan Rodriguez have a boxing nickname?
I've been given a few, like the
Well, that's the only way, man. You can't give yourself one.
yeah.
You can't.
My sister gave me J Rod. I've been given the surgeon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been given a couple. So, but
Have any of them stuck? And are any of them like if you're going into the ring tomorrow and they're going to announce your name, is there one you've committed yourself to?
probably J Rod, because
Yeah.
it's just my name and then ROD for Rodriguez. So
It works. It works.
yeah,
Yeah.
it fits. J
It
Rod.
fits. Yeah, it fits. And so in closing, man, before I let you out of here, man, if people want to tap in and follow what you do, I know everyone's on social media someplace. Where's the best place to tap in and follow you if people want to get updates on what you're doing, man, and just follow along in your career?
I got my Facebook, Jonathan Rodriguez, and then I put a lot of my updates and fights and stuff of mine and on my Instagram, which is Jonathan_JR_Rodriguez, and then I keep everybody updated on that on when I'm fighting or whatever the case may be that I'm doing or any events I'm doing or whatever is always going to be on my Instagram.
Yeah. I appreciate you doing this, man. I appreciate you hanging around your gym and loitering outside the gym like a madman out there, just sitting around. People are probably wondering, why hasn't he gone home yet? What the hell's he doing out there? But I appreciate it, though, man. It really means a lot, man. And I'm glad we got a chance to do this, man. And when you got news on your next upcoming fight or something's popping, man, let me know. I would love to have you back on, man. Seriously, this was a great conversation, man, really.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I appreciate you for bringing me in.
Oh, man, my pleasure, man. Stay in touch, man. You always got a platform here, man.
Thank you. I appreciate
you, man. We'll talk again soon, my friend. Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, later. There he goes, folks. Jonathan Rodriguez, J-Rod. I think you should go with that one. As a matter of fact, I'm cementing it right now. Off the Couch Boxing, we're calling it. He's J-Rod. And I think it is the right move. Jonathan Rodriguez, J-Rod, it makes sense. 18 wins, 7 knockouts, currently fighting at Bantamweight. Has that big, huge, I guess it would be perceived as an upset win over Khalid Yafai, who I did say that name right. Probably his signature win up to this point, man. But what a great young man. And again, I can't say it enough. Warms my heart to do this podcast and see these great young men who are not only great athletes, but tremendous heads on their shoulders and tremendous hearts and souls that are going to carry this sport and propel it forward, man. I mean, really, man, these are the ambassadors for this sport that we love so much. The sport is in good hands with amazing young men like Jonathan. Time and time again, I keep having these guys on here, man, and it really is fantastic, man, to have these insightful conversations with these young men. Guy's 26 years old, man. He's probably seen more in his life than many people 2-3 times his age. And instead of being bitter, negative about the circumstances that life threw at him, putting such a positive spin on it, talking about wanting to be a mentor, speaking in schools, just wanting to be a role model, in boxing for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Just fantastic, man. And another great conversation. Salute to Jonathan Rodriguez. Really appreciate that, man. And again, there's another great one in the books showing you once again why we are the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcast. It's conversations like that. Amazing and real. Just moving all over the board, talking about God knows what, boxing, life. We're all over the place, man. Bringing back conversation, man. So that's what I love to do. That's what I hope you guys tap in and come here to watch. So there's another great one in the books. Again, salute. My gratitude for Jonathan Rodriguez coming on here, man. And again, make sure to like and follow Off the Couch Boxing on Facebook. Tap into us there. And of course, make sure to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell to stay tapped in right here. And again, I encourage people to go check out the past episodes. We are closing in on 280 episodes. Blows my mind that we have come that far, knocking at the door of 300. As I say, there's something there for everybody. It's a treasure trove. So dive in there, check out those past episodes, and the proof is in the pudding. You'll see why we're the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcast. And the good news is you at home can be a champion. All you got to do is continue to stay tapped in with Off the Couch Boxing and continue to roll with the champs. Peace.